What is going on, everyone? This is the Wholesome Gamer, and today we will be creating a guide for doing Tormented Demons using Void armor. Specifically, Mage Void and Melee Void. And trust me guys, Void is slept on. I know I'm using Elite Void, but it is so good. Anyway, let's get right into the setup. So for our magic setup, we will be using of course, Void Mage. We will be using the Occult Necklace, which I, of course, have ornamented. Imbued God Cape. Staff of the Dead, because you actually can apply toxicity to these demons, so it is very helpful. Eternal Boots. Tome of Fire for unlimited fire runs. Holy Blessing for the prayer bonus. And the Ring of Suffering, just to make it a little bit easier between switches. It gives a little bit of a prayer bonus. And it does also have recoil imbued into it. So if I do get hit, at least give some damage back to the demons. So that being said, for magic, we will have our ruin pouch as well, which will have fire ruins, blood ruins, and soul ruins inside of it. Because we will be casting Dark Demon Bane, which hits a demon for major damage. And I believe it has a max hit of 38 with 99 magic. I actually have not tried it with Saturated Heart yet, so we'll see how much we can hit with that. That being said, Saturated Heart is also in my inventory for a buff, but we'll get more into that in just a bit. So you may be wondering why I have Fire Ruins. So even though we do have a Tome of Fire, we have Fire Ruins in our pouch because if we were to switch weapons, so say we switch and then switch back, if we did not have Fire Ruins in our inventory, then we would have to go in here, click on the spell, and click to autocast it again, and it creates a big mess. So it's good to have at least one Fire Ruin or 5, or just a few, just to have to make it a little bit easier. Now going into our melee build. For our melee, we will be having, of course, Void Melee, our Fire Cape, Arc Light, Avernic Defender, and Primordial Boots. For this, you're also going to want to make sure you set your attack to lunge, because upon looking at the Tormented Demon stats, they are weakest to stab attacks. They're pretty strong against slash, and they're pretty weak against crush as well. But if you have stab, make sure you use stab, which if you're going to be using the Arc Light, you should have it. That being said as well, with the Ceradome and Godsword, because they are weak to crush, we are bringing this for the special attack, of course, for health and for prayer. Make sure you set it to the crush as well, which we'll do that right now just to ensure. Make sure you set it to crush because, again, they are weaker to crush. So let's go ahead and pick that back up. So that is our setup as far as the melee and mage build. Our inventory is going to have 1 dose of stamina potion just to help us get there. We're going to need that extra inventory slot so we can switch into a special attack. 8 prayer potions or super restores, whichever one you prefer. 7 sharks. You shouldn't be taking that much damage if you have your prayer switches right, so the sharks shouldn't be an issue. The Tormented Demons also do drop food and a lot of other goodies, which we'll get into later. A sapphire lantern to get to the Tormented Demons. Games Necklace, also to get there, using the Tear of Guthix teleport. Super Combat Potion for buffs. And, of course, a Saturated Heart for the magic buff. So I believe that does it for the gear and for the inventory. So that being said, let's go ahead and teleport to the Tears of Guthix. So you are going to make your way over. Right up these rocks. If you're watching this guide, you probably already know how to get there. But anyway, just for purposes, here we go. We're going to go into the chasm. Just for educational purposes. Sorry, I never said it. You get to watch your character do this cool little animation. And you get to see your character float through the air. Yay! All right. Then you're going to run. Right here's where I drink my stamina potion. If you have done the barbarian mini game, you can crush your vial immediately after drinking. You're going to climb up the wall right here. If you did the quest, you should know where this is. You're going to climb up once, and then you're going to climb up again. And climb through the opening. And then we're going to go all the way through. So we are now at the Tormented Demons location. You can choose any spot you'd like, anywhere you feel comfortable. Personally, I have my favorite spot, which is right over here. So that's where we'll be heading for this video. So let's go ahead and go this way. It looks like somebody is at the spot already. So we're going to go ahead and have to world hop. So let's do that. And then we'll fast forward through all the world hopping nonsense since it may take a while.
A few moments later.
And we've got a free world, so we're going to get started. I always like to do protect range to start off, which right now he's protecting mage, so we're going to have to switch to our range. Coming to our magic, we'll be using augury, and of course protect from mage. These demons do switch prayers, so you have to make sure you pay attention. Right now he's protecting melee, so we'll be using magic for the meantime. Forgot to use our saturated heart. And now he should be switching any minute now. This is the attack you're going to want to keep an eye on. He did switch, so he binded me. You got to move out of the way, and then he's going to switch. So now he switched to melee. So we got to switch to protect melee, and we got to switch to our melee attack. Now let's make sure to drink a combat potion. Maybe happening really fast right now, but once you get the hang of it, it gets a lot easier. So like I said, the stab attack does help a lot. Right now, as you can see, Venom was placed on him, so that is why the Toxic Staff of the Dead makes a big difference. There's a lot of people trickling in now, and now he's protecting melee, so we're going to have to switch to mage. And now he did that again. Let's go ahead and switch to protect range. It's magic. So the reason why I switch immediately to mage is because when he binds you, he automatically switches attack styles. It could be either or. You have a 50-50 chance of getting it right. But if he switches to magic, it'll be obvious. So right now, when he switches to melee, it'll be obvious. So there we go. We got him down. And that should just about do it. I think that should kill him. And that's one down. Drink your prayer pots. Get your loot. And as you can see, we didn't take much damage. They do respawn rather quickly. He respawned using protect from melee. So let's go ahead and use mage. Again, we start off with protect range because that seems to be his go-to most of the time. And this time he used mage. So just switch to mage. He only hit me for 2. And now we just... Nice and easy, guys. The whole thing here is not to panic. You do want to keep a little bit of distance because I want to give you an example of when he switches from range to melee. He makes it so obvious that it's easier to switch and avoid getting hit. So right now he should be switching any minute now. Yeah, he switched to... Okay, I thought he was attacked. So the bind attack, you're going to want to avoid it. Just make sure you don't step into the shadows. And then you're going to want to switch. So again, I switched the wrong one. There is a 50-50 chance that you get it right. But that's basically it, guys. There's not really much else to it. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Just make sure that you get your switches on. Make sure you're paying attention to the prayer, which he again switched. So we just switch back to our mage. And again, if you're switching prayer the way you're supposed to, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. You can stay here for crazy amounts of time. I think I've been here for an hour before. It's just going to be a matter of how many potions you bring. So as you can see there, that was a great example of him following me. So when he follows you around like that, then you immediately know he's going to do melee, and you can just switch straight to protect from melee. So that is a great example of what I kind of wanted to show you guys. Because when he's switching from mage to range, you can't really tell because he stays in the same spot. But when he switches to melee, it is very obvious. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's our second kill, and I think that should just about do it. I don't think there's really much else to cover. I think you get the gist, you get the idea. Just make sure you get those switches in. and you should be solid, guys. You should be killing these demons like if you were doing it every day of your life. Oh my goodness. I guess I'll switch them. So that also does happen sometimes. For some reason, the demons like to kind of go all over the place. So, uh, as you can see, it does happen pretty often, enough to just make us laugh about it. So, uh, don't be surprised if that happens every once in a while, guys. But just have fun with it. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. If there's anything I miss, I'll make sure to add it to this video or in a separate video. But hopefully, this encourages you to want to try this with Mage or Mage and Melee. Sorry, I'm lagging a little bit. Thank you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Hey guys, before I end the video, there is one thing I forgot to mention. There are 3 drops that the Tormented Demons do drop that will help make your trips last a little bit longer. And those drops are the Smoldering Gland, the Smoldering Heart, and the Smoldering Pile of Flesh. The Smoldering Gland, when crushed, will give you some prayer bonus. So basically, it heals your prayer over time. So it's really good for basically if you're almost out of prayer pots, it'll help you get a little bit more prayer and add a little bit more prayer to your trip. Smoldering Heart is basically like the Imbued Heart, except it raises all of your stats for 5 minutes. So that is also a really good buff. And lastly, the Smoldering Pile of Flesh is basically a pile of flesh on the floor that your character eats from, which heals you, I believe, for 20 damage. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, for 20 HP, but it does heal you past your maximum. So it is like a Saradomin brew, so it'll heal you past to about 118. So those are 3 very important drops that will help make your trip a little bit longer. And of course, you have the Bone Claw and the Tormented Synapse, which at the time of making this video, I did get a Tormented Synapse, which there will be a link to that video in the description. And I also got the Bone Claw drop, both before the 100 kill count, both of which were going for the Synapse I sold for 80 mil, and the Bone Claw I sold for 20 mil. So again, check out those videos on my reaction. I did get it live on stream, so that'd be really cool to see. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. Please hit that like button, subscribe, help the algorithm out. If you liked what you saw, even if there's something I could work on or do better, please let me know so I can continue to make videos to the best of my ability to really just help the RS community and the gaming community. So again, thank you so much for everything, guys. You guys are the best. Have an awesome day. The Wholesome Gamer is